Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. I need to clear my voice there a little bit. It caught up on me. Okay, so I wasn't sure. I actually wasn't going to do a video today. I looked through the news. I didn't really see any interesting stories or anything. And then I came across this. And every time I see something like this, it just infuriates me. How women can tell men they have to be taller than this, and you have to have muscles, and I like tattoos or no tattoos, and bald and not bald, and beard and no beard, and glasses, no glasses, have to make this amount of money. And when a guy says, nah, sorry, she's not attractive, don't dig it, the internet explodes. The internet beats up on him, especially if you're Jordan B. Peterson. So let me change my window overlay here. I forgot to do that before we got started. So here we got Jordan, and this is my thumbnail. Men are just not allowed to have an opinion anymore. And this is why I say stay off the internet, because, yes, people might agree with you. I say that, and here I am on the internet. I mean, but when you're on social media. But here's the thing. Here's what happens to guys on social media now that put up a controversial thought. A couple people agree with you. B, you get a lot of screaming and yelling at you that you're all the misogynist, awful, fat-phobic, blah, 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 blah in the world. And C, that's it. There's nothing good that comes out of it. Just get the hell off the internet. But I want to talk about this because, again, you know, I remember when Sports Illustrated, they have a new cover model here. Her name is Yumi Nu. She's literally shaking over SI swimsuit cover reveal. And, yeah, she's shaking like a bowl of Jell-O. She's shaking. Here's the thing. I remember when Sports Illustrated, their swimsuit model, their first couple of swimsuit editions came out. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the first few were female athletes that they then put into bikinis. And then when they kind of ran low on the female athletes that they put in the bikinis, then they took other women and put them on bikinis. And then I think at one point they put a guy in a bikini. And now they're putting this on there. And this is Sports Swimsuits 2022 new cover model. Now, I know some of you guys like curvier women. She's not my cup of tea. Excuse me. She's not my bag of beans because she's too big to be fitting in a cup of tea. She's not for me. And you know something? I have no hate on her. I don't. If she wants to be a bigger girl and all that, that's fine. I think if the magazine wants to put her on the cover, that's fine. But when a guy says, she is not attractive to me, I will not buy that issue. I don't want to see photos of her in a bikini. I don't care for it. You can't shame the guys for expressing their opinion. You just can't. And of course they do. And this D. Ross here, people really trying hard to defend this. People really trying hard to defend this being the cover of SI Swimsuit Edition. He says, this is sexy, and he put Tyra Banks on there. This is from 2019, and she was considered, after she stopped keeping very thin, she was considered a plus-size model. Now this is the new plus-size model. Before I forget, stick around to the end. I do have a bonus clip for you at the end of something. Two Instagram or two influencers or whatever they are decided to eat Carolina Ghost Reaper peppers, and the result, you know, they tried to do this for clicks, and these ladies got the end result that they deserved. So, all right, so anyway, they post that, and then, of course, New York Post SI swimsuit model Yumi Nu is shamed as not beautiful by Jordan Peterson. Sorry, let's put a pause on that. That's not shaming language. He just said, not beautiful. That's his opinion. He's allowed to have an opinion, you know? But again, the minute he's popular, God forbid he has an opinion that's counter to everybody else. And, of course, the fans fight back. Blah, blah, blah. And the big story, like I was going to read through this, but I'll read just a part of it, and then I want to keep plowing on because this is not the story. A controversial clinical psychologist and YouTuber has some thoughts on model Yumi Nu's Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover. Jordan Peterson quote tweeted the Post story on the plus-size model cover. They can't all be plus-size models. At a certain point, you're going to have two pluses or a multiply sign in front of them. I'm just saying. Sorry, not beautiful, and no amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that. And what he was referring to is, he says, it's a conscious progressive attempt to manipulate and retool the notion of beauty, reliant on the idiot philosophy that such preferences are learned and properly changed by those who know better. Peterson responded with 2 links to scientific studies on attractiveness. And we've talked about this before. I've talked about this before on this channel, that there's lizard brain qualities. I did very long videos on what men and women both find attractive. Women find usually attractive wide male shoulders, like an inverted V, wide shoulders, narrow waist, muscular, tall, good calves, good strong legs. What do men like? The hourglass shape. It's specifically chest to waist to hips ratio. And that has to do with feeding kids and birthing kids. It's all reptilian stuff. And yes, preferences may have changed. Maybe your first couple of encounters in your young life with a woman was with a woman that was maybe a little bit bigger, or a little bit, I don't know, redhead or thinner or whatever. And that can hold a very special place in your life, if you know what I mean. And so you have that idea of that's attractive to you. But for society's still trying to do this with forcing everything to change so that no one is shamed, that no one feels bad. Oh, wait, let me correct that. Fat guys still are never going to be models. Fat guys are never going to be on the covers of magazines. Fat guys are never going to be accepted in anything. And I did a video on this, how overweight women don't like fat men. But anyway, they called the women like plus-size women or curvy women, and they called the men fat. It's like, why don't plus-size women like fat men? It's like, wait a minute. Like, call them both fat or both plus-size. Like, you can't have it both ways. It's just ridiculous. So anyway, the internet snaps back and they say the internet snaps back. But here's the truth of it. If you go to Jordan's post, which I think I did have here somewhere, I thought I did. Anyway, if you go to his original post, which is here, if you look at the likes and the ratioing on it, he got something like 33,000 likes. He tweets a lot, so it might take me a moment to find this. But he had like 30,000 likes on it versus 5,000 or 6,000 retweets and comments. My gosh, Jordan, you must get another hobby. This is just in the last 9 hours. Oh, here it is right here. He says, so, and you notice he didn't delete it or remove it, like he doesn't care. He says, sorry, not beautiful, and no amount of authoritarian tolerance. And that got 33,000 likes, 8,000 retweets, 14,000 comments. Now, you could say, he's ratioed, but it's about even, I'd say. So what's that, 22,000 to 33,000? But he didn't remove it. And you shouldn't remove it. We have to get to the point where, look, I'm a YouTuber, right? And I put out videos, and I talk about these various topics, and I don't want to insult anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but we all have preferences. And if I say, I don't like big girls, some guys might say, I don't like skinny girls or girls with small chests or whatever. We all have preferences. Women are very clear about it. But the minute men come out and start talking about it, they're hammered into the ground like the worst thing ever. But women consistently will still come out and say the same things. And so my whole point is, I do a lot of these videos. My whole point is, guys, stand up for what you believe in. If you think a woman is unattractive because of certain traits and somebody asks you, tell them. You're not doing anybody a favor by saying, oh, she's stunning and brave, or she's beautiful, or, I mean, some of the response to this, ravishing, oh, she's a goddess. It's like, shut up. No one is that beautiful. You don't see pictures of models on the cover of a magazine and you're like, oh, she's a radiant goddess. Like, if you're thinking that way about anybody, except maybe your spouse, move on. Just move on. All right, let me wrap it up with this video I was talking about. These two girls, influencers, of course, they're in their low-cut tops and they're in their yoga pants so they can show off all their assets. And they decided to tackle a Carolina Reaper for clicks. Let me tell you something. I am a massive, big fan of hot sauce. I love me my hot sauce. I've had Reaper, I've had Scoville heat in a hot sauce up to about 700,000. It makes me sweat something awful. My nose runs. I need to have a tissue nearby while I'm blowing my nose. And I can handle about 10 wings that way and then I'm down for the count. And I need to be drinking milk. But I've done hot foods for years. I just enjoy. As a matter of fact, I do it so much I didn't realize this. I keep bottles of hot sauce next to me in here. If I grab a sandwich or something, come in, I go, it needs a little hot sauce. My current favorite, and they're not a sponsor, Gringo Bandito green sauce. That's great on everything, but it's not hot. It's not really hot. It's mostly for flavoring. So anyway, these girls decide to tackle the Carolina Reaper, and as soon as I saw this, I said, "Oh, this is going to be a problem." So let's watch this just for fun.
Today we're going to be eating the Carolina Reaper pepper. These are the world's hottest peppers.
Now let me tell you something, and I'll let it run through the important part. Let me tell you something. This girl right here on the left, the one on the right bites, I'd say maybe about the amount of a grape off the end of it. The one on the left, the brunette, eats the whole damn thing. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't eat, even if you eat spicy foods, you're going to have problems doing that. And it's a 3, 2, 1, game over. Oh, sorry about the scream there. Let me turn that down a little bit. Now, you know they don't know what they're doing. They have no milk ready. They have nothing ready. And they couldn't even keep their cool for 3 seconds, and it's game over. Now, I don't know how often they scream. I think it's just in the beginning, so I'll try to not blow your eardrums out.
It's still burning?
Mm-hmm.
She's just sitting here drooling.
Lay back.
Holy shit.
Lay back.
Are you okay?
No.
And there's zero part of me that feels bad for them. Zero. Why? Because this is how everybody is today. It's like, oh, clicks or impressions, or I'm just going to do what feels good in the moment. And this is perfect. A perfect example of I'm going to worry about what I want to do right now in the moment, and I'm not going to be prepared or worry about the consequences that may be a result of my actions. This is literally it in real time in 1 minute.
That wasn't a good idea. Holy hell.
I'm fine. I'm going to put it on the
Now she's, for those of you just listening, now she's crying. They're drinking water, dumping it over their faces. She's drooling all over herself. Her eye makeup, which is heavily mascaraed, is running down the outside of her eyes. She looks like she's been crying after prom night.
Damn. I didn't think it hurt that bad.
This is not good. This is not fucking good.
You okay?
And now the tears. And they're both crying and sobbing and screaming and having a fit.
You feeling any better?
She looks absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. This is, but this is where we are today. If you want to see a perfect example of current society, this is where we are. I'm going to do this for praise and glory. Don't worry about the consequences down the road. Don't prepare. Didn't Google what to expect with this, because that girl just chomped in and ate it. All right. If you guys are here over here on YouTube, make sure to join me on betterbachelor.locals.com. I've got it's free speech forums. All my videos are over there, commercial free, and you can become a supporter today, because that's where I do the dating profiles of the day.